Legally named William David Feinberg by my folks on September 17, 1957. My first memory is my father took me to a football game. I was 4 years old. We had just moved here in 1961. Watching the players run back and forth and enjoying the game and being with my father at that young age was a very cool thing. And being in the stands and watching the people was what I remember the most. When I was in 7th grade, I'd ride over to the field and I started watching the players practice. You could watch practice back in those days, and started talking with the managers and the trainers and the players. And before you know it, at the end of practice, about 5:30, I was working my way up to the locker room with them and just hanging out. Before you knew it, I was learning helmets, shoulder pads, and I got into it. So did that all through junior high school and all through high school. And Coach Dickey was good enough to offer me a full scholarship. Well, being an equipment manager at the University of Florida opened up a whole bunch of great opportunities for me. One of the football players by the name of Wayne Fields was a radio disc jockey at night. So I'd go up and sit with him, and I learned how to cue up records, and I learned how to run the board. And he taught me pretty much everything I knew in radio. Got a job at the radio station, WGGG, top 40 station. And then we formed a company called Music Express. And we got a couple of vans and some equipment, and we went out and hit it. We've had the Commodores, and I've worked with Tina Turner and Prince and MC Hammer, and the list goes on. In 2001, my father got Alzheimer's, so I came back to Gainesville to help my mother take care of him. I had been doing some outreach with some of the players myself that needed help financially or just needed a place to crash until they got up back on their feet or whatever. And I said, wow, I wonder how many other players may need help that you don't hear about, don't know, not get in the pub. And we started looking around, and I started asking, and there were a few players that needed help. Well, the Florida Players Network is an outreach program, and basically it's to assist the former players who get out of school or who have fallen upon hard times. We try to do whatever we can do, and we've got a good crew of people: Terry Jackson, myself, Chris Doring. I wish I could do more, but I do what I can do. But you know, we need each other. We need to kind of reach out every once in a while and pick up the phone and say, hey, what can I do to help?